Devon, here we go again. Here we go again. You know what? I'm so tired. You know what? Get your ass over here. We don't try to tell you to stay your ass away from that lady, right? Right? We told you. Come over here and sit your ass down. Look at you. Got you looking all crazy at this damn dinner. Now, hopefully, you done seen what you need to see so you can move the hell on. Okay? And Shannon, you know what? Go ahead and self eliminate. Go back to the house and call Ed because Devon is playing in your face, girl. Come here, y'all. Come here. Get in here, y'all. Let's get our cousin Devon together, child, because he definitely needs some help. Okay. All right. So check it out. Listen. Peace, cousins. Your cousin Reebell, aka the Voice, and I got an opinion about everything. I mean everything. Yep. And this is Reebell Radio presents the reality recap. Yep. Yep. Your weekly dose of reality TV, pop culture, entertainment news, advice, and hot topics. So for tonight's reality recap, I'm on Ready to Love Detroit, season 11, episode 8. We're going to meet these besties. And we'll get into that in just a second. But in the meantime, smash the like button and subscribe with the bell so you don't miss none of my commentary on this and other reality shows and situations. All right. All right. So bust it. All right. So this week, Tommy tells the ladies they have to introduce their love interest to their best friends, right? And he also tells them that after the meetings, after everybody does these, the meet and greets and, sits down with the friends, the ladies have the power and they're going to be sending one of the dudes home. Okay, so they start off with Ashante. Ashante introduces her two besties to Cardi, Steven, and Bello, right? And I'm thinking, my thing is this, right? I'm thinking, why is Cardi there? I'm just wondering why Cardi is there because she don't really have a connection with Cardi. I mean, she said in the last thing, Cardi is my dog. I mean, and there was no coming back from the way that friend attacked her child. You said what you said, Ashante. He's your dog. You ain't feeling him like that. We know this, okay? But they they asked Cardi, the friends, they asked Cardi, how do you deal with conflict? I guess she might have told them about, what had happened. And then Shanti's like, yep, tell them what happened last week. Tell them what happened, with your ex last week. So Cardi tries to explain, how he handled everything, how the ex was kind of going off. And he was like, I tried to let everybody talk and, that's just the way that I do. And whatever he was saying, it just sounded crazy. It made him sound like he doesn't know how to lead or he can't really take control of a situation, and I don't mean that in a negative way. He wasn't, I didn't mean that he's supposed to get up and start yelling, shut the fuck up, all of that. But he could have like done it in a different way. I mean, the girl was right in everything she was saying, the girl Day, his ex, but it was just the way she was coming at Ashanti. And I think that he could have not necessarily shut her up, but just like maybe just checked the way that she was speaking to Ashanti. Okay, so I understand what Ashante means that she was like, she didn't like the way he did that. She, should have done more to kind of make her feel more protected. So I kind of get that. I get what she was saying. And then Steven said he felt like him and Ashante were on the same page and they had a similar vision for the future and that he would definitely wants to be married with kids. And the friends were happy to hear that, right? They were happy to hear that. And then Bello, um, the best friend asked Bello, she said, since you're Muslim, are you going to require Ashante to convert, if y'all get together? And he said, no.
Stop the cap.
For some reason, I don't believe that. I just don't believe that. I feel like if whoever he gets serious with, which I mean, to be honest, I don't see him getting serious no time soon with nobody. But I feel like whoever he gets like really serious with, like marriage serious, he's going to ask them to convert. I don't know how that works. I've never um dated a Muslim dude. I've never been, I don't know. But most of the time what I hear is that they do require that of their women. So I don't know how that would work for him and Ashante if they got together in the first place. So then the friends after, the guys leave, The friends advise that, Steve needs better confidence, but they feel like he's a good choice for her. Ashante's like, yeah, 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 but he needs more romance. Um, I guess so. And this goes back to last week when the ex told Ashante that, Steven is not very romantic. And she said that was a red flag for her, which was weird because, you know, no, it's not weird. Let me take that back because when Bello took her on that date, when he was like going to send her home, when he was like showing her attention and getting up on her and oh, I got this for you, I got that for you. She was very very happy with that. She calls him a king. So I kind of understand what she's saying. Now, what is the definition of romance? I think they need to get to the bottom of that. Does she need to be catered to? Does she need to be, held and kissed? She just don't seem like the type that wants to be held and kissed and stroked. Maybe a lot of attention paid to her, but that's different from romance. So I don't know. Maybe we need to figure out what Ashante means by romance. Because she could be counting Steve out for no reason. They said that Cardi is boring and he has textbook answers and he, that just appease people. Um, I hate when they call him boring. I hate that. Um, he's such a nice guy. Cardi is such a nice guy. So then they feel like Bello will definitely make Ashante convert, and he seems controlling, which they picked up. I'm glad they picked up on that because I completely agree. I don't believe when he says, oh no, she could just stay spiritual or what. I don't believe that one bit. He gonna try to have her on the mats, on her knees praying 6 times a day like they do. Or whatever they do, because I know that they do pray a lot. I do have friends. Oh, I know someone that is Muslim, but I don't know like all the details of what it is. But so then Shannon introduces her best friend to Devon, Darius, and Steven. Shannon's best friend was on the Miami season. I remember her. She left that dude standing at the altar, child. Poor thing. But it is what it is. But anyway, yeah, Devon, Darius, and Steven are there to meet Shannon's best friend. And I'm kind of like, well, how did Darius and Steven end up there? Because maybe they edited all of that out. I don't remember her having no big connection with Steven or Darius. I know that Darius, I think earlier when they were at the skating rink or somewhere, I think he sat with her, and I might be mixing up the dates, but he might have sat with her and he called her classy or, did that whole thing. Everybody was like, oh, she's like Michelle Obama and all that. I know Ed said that, but I think Darius was on that same thing too. But did they have a connection? I would not say that they had a connection. Um, I'm just wondering how Darius and Steven and then I'm like, where was the connection with her and Steven? I don't even remember them being on a date. Please remind me, get down in the comments, let me know because I don't remember that. Um, so the friends asked the guys about their other connections and where Shannon ranks in that situation, right? Steven was like, oh yeah, she's definitely in my top three. You know, um, this was crazy. Steven was like, yeah, there's the guys right there. That's Darius, Steven, and Devon. So Steven's like, yeah, she's definitely in my top three. So he's acknowledging that he has two other people that he's interested in besides her. And then Darius says, yeah, she's in my top two out of his four connections that he's saying he has, right? And I'm like, well, what four connections does Darius have? I'm not really sure what those are. I know he's Ashley, and I don't know who else it could be. I just couldn't come up with the four that he was talking about. But he says she's top two out of his four. And then so it's Devon's turn to answer. And I'm like, okay, come on, Devon, here we go. Come on, claim your girl, because I done gave them the whole couple alert and everything, every week. Every week I have given them the couple alert because I feel like, that's his best choice. That's his best option. That's her best option. They both are of the same, I feel like. Anyway, so Devon says he says he has four other connections. And he said Shannon is in his top two. Now, he didn't say she was his top choice, which is very interesting because to me, they have the best connection. But I'm like, Devon, are you crazy? And we all know when he says, she's in my top two, we all know that Dominique is the other one that he's talking about, which is completely delusional for him to think this again, because Dominique could care less about this dude and they don't have a connection. She flirts with every damn body and she does that to keep her, stay on the show and everything. She know what she's doing, but Devon, every time he claims this big connection with them, I just sit here and I scratch my head. I'm like, Devon, are you there? But anyway, did y'all see Shannon's face when he said that? Shannon was definitely not feeling all this top three, top two, all of that shit. She was definitely expecting to hear at least Devon say that she was number one, that she was his top choice. And he sat there and definitely didn't give her the title. So she was not feeling any of this stuff, right? So then a friend asked about kids. She's like, "Do anybody have kids?" Darius is like, "Yeah." He said he has 4 kids. And I'm like, in the words of Phaedra Parks, get away from Shannon with this bullshit, Apollo. Please. Shannon is not the type of dude that the girl that's going to date a man with 4 kids. She seems so bougie and uppity, right? In a good way. She just don't seem like she would be down for that. Like it just don't seem like she would even date a dude that would have, kids outside of being married, and maybe one, but definitely not 4. Definitely not 4. I don't see her. And as again, that's what I'm saying. I don't see why he's there. I just don't get it. So then Steven asked Shannon, what is her timeline as far as relationships go and dating serious, marriage, kids, etc. So Shannon's like, I feel like in 3 months, that's enough time for you to know that you want to move forward with somebody. And, the guys are like, okay, cool. That's reasonable. We get that. We get that. And then she's like, and then in 6 months, you should know if you want to, if you want to be with the person long term, like forever, get married type of thing. And then Devon is like, that is definitely not enough time for me to know if I want to spend the rest of my life with somebody. And then Shannon's like, well, hold on. She's like, another disappointment for her, you could tell. So that's 2 disappointments in a row. And then she's like, Devon, I don't feel like that's an impossible question. I don't understand like why you think that that's not enough time. But okay, what does your timeline look like? How long would it take for you to know if somebody is your person, and you wanted to marry them and be with them? And he says, that's when he says, yeah, that's impossible for me to answer. So there's Shannon's third disappointing remark from Devon. And I'm like, why is he playing in her face like this? Why is he? I thought that he liked her. I thought he understood what it is, that she is his best option. But again, he's thinking he got other options with other people, especially he thinks he's got a shot with Dominique and he is bugging, right? So 3 strikes and your ass is out, Devon. And you can see it in Shannon's face. She is getting super fed up. Like at this point, she is like fed up, right? And so she's like, listen, it's not I don't think that's impossible for you to know. And then Steven kind of jumps in and kind of saves it. And she says, well, Steven says, well, I think it would take me about a year for me to know, if I wanted to be serious with somebody enough to marry them. And Devon is like, yeah, okay, about a year. Yeah, about a year. And then Shannon lays her smack down on all of them and she gives her timeline. She's like, listen, I'm 33 years old. I want a baby. Um, she's like, I ain't waiting on nothing. 1 year is all you got. I'm not waiting past a year. I want to be married and pregnant by that time. And my thing is to Shannon, I get it. And I'm not mad that, she knows what she wants. She has her timeline all laid out, right? And when you know what you want, you look for that, right? And you stand on that. I get it. I ain't mad at her for that. But I just feel like, once you give a man, once, especially these men, they're all like rigid. I mean, they're all like, not that they're fickle about marriage. They all say that they want it. It's just the timeline. And I feel like once you make a man feel pressured and once you give this rigid timeline, like I needed this and we gonna do this by then. And that it's just you throwing monkey wrenches in the situation because men don't like to feel pressured, even if they like a woman, they don't want to be pressured, I wish one of the men would have asked Shannon, and this is no shade to Shannon, but I wish one of them would have asked her, well, what were you doing from age 25 to now? You know what I'm saying? What were you doing? Because you seem to be putting a rush on me. you know, um, it's like just because you waited that long to 33, what were you doing with your life previous to that? And just because you waited that long, you cannot put pressure on no dude. I'm sorry. It's just never gonna that's never gonna turn out well for you. Even if he tries to go along with it in the beginning, it's going to resentment will show and all it ain't gonna work. Period. It's just not gonna work. And Devon said he felt grilled, and that was a red flag for me because he's like, again, men don't like to feel I don't think men like to feel grilled. Um, but they've shown that they don't like to feel grilled. They don't like to feel pressure. And so I think that Shannon needs somebody who is like also on like a fast track to getting married, having children, really wants it like tomorrow. Um, and none of these dudes are that. None of these dudes are that. Even, they say that 1 year is when they feel like they know that they would want to spend the rest of their lives with somebody, but it doesn't mean that they're proposing, walking down the aisle on, year one, day one. You know what I'm saying? The day after the year. That doesn't mean that. So after the men leave, she tells her best friend that she was flabbergasted. Shannon said, I am flabbergasted, child. She said, you know, the friend said that she feels that Steven is her best bet, but she doesn't like that she was in the top three. And again, Shannon says she feels flabbergasted because she just couldn't understand. And I think she's flabbergasted by Devon. I know she knew that Steven and Darius, I don't know where these where these connections with them came from. I think that they were just extras in the situation. But I think when she said flabbergasted and her disappointment, I think it's all pointed towards Devon because she and Devon have been spending a lot of time together, and she knows what it is. She feels that this is a equal yoking. It's a good choice, but he got his eye on the toy. You know what I'm saying? He got his eye on a toy. Meanwhile, he should have his eye on, a wife, somebody who's going to love him for him and not what he can do for her, like the way Dominique, is kind of presenting herself. Right. So, the friend tells her, you know what? Steven is probably your best bet. Right. But she says she just hates that, he told you you're in his top three. You don't know if you're first, second, third. Nobody's claiming you as number one. And she says, I really honestly wouldn't pick any of these dudes for you. I wouldn't pick nobody for you. And Shannon agrees. She's like, nobody could say where she stood and how they felt about her. And nobody was saying that. They were just like, yeah, maybe top two, you're my top three. Nobody said, but I think you're this. And yeah, nobody said that. And again, I think she was definitely talking about Devon, and all her disappointment is pointed towards Devon. Um, I really honestly thinking back, I think Ed would have been a really good pick for her. They had a really good chemistry. And I said that was my other pick for her. Shannon was it was Ed and it was Devon. And for different reasons. They both are, completely different men, type of men. But I did think that, Ed would have been a good choice for her. Um, and I agree with her. I feel like she should at this point just self eliminate because I don't think her dude is here. Devon over here chasing chasing shit that ain't never gonna happen. He's in his delusional world. And I really did think that it was gonna be him, but he's acting hard to get as if, and not that he's not a prize, because he's a good dude, he's a good dude, but I just hate that he's acting hard to get about somebody who doesn't care. Now, if Dominique felt the way about him that he feels about her, I would understand this whole thing. But she could care less about this dude, and she has shown him that, like to his face, and he just don't get it. And he's turning his back and putting Shannon on ice as if he really has other options. And I'm like, but what are your other options, dude? Are they good? And even if you have other options, are they good options? You know what I'm saying? He's bugging. He's still thinking he can get Dominique, and he is just completely bugging. So my thing is to Shannon, girl, go ahead and self eliminate, and go ahead and give Ed a call, child. Go ahead and call Ed. Call Ed so he can protect you with them boxer hands and give you them good massages that you was feeling. Um okay, moving on. So then Lauren introduces her best friends to um Bello, Vince, and Steven, right? Which is interesting. Interesting that she has Vince there, because I'm like, how did Vince get a part of this? Child, I think they was just throwing people in to just throw people in. Um, but anyway, so she's sitting down with her besties, and they asked Bello what he liked about Lauren, and he's like, oh, obviously she's captivating, she's beautiful, she lights up the room, and she's traditional. I was like, Bello, all of that stuff you said about her was good until you said she's traditional. Lauren's not a traditional woman. She is out and about, right? She said it herself. I'm never home. I'm out and about. I don't know how old her kids are, but I don't understand how she's out and about with three kids. I don't. I'm not. I ain't trying to get in that lady business. I don't know, but I wouldn't call her traditional. I really wouldn't, especially. And then she's the one in the beginning that kind of wasn't feeling, because she was telling the dudes, twirl around for me. Let me see, twirl, doing that shit that men would do. Like telling a man to twirl, that was like super, super masculine. And I definitely wasn't feeling that. So when he called her traditional, I was like, nah, I don't know about that. But anyway, so then Bello got ahead of the conversation, and he kind of threw out the fact that he had a 1-year-old daughter. And the ladies are like, the friends are like, "Oh, one? That's kind of fresh." And then one of them is like, "Was it a hit it and quit it type of thing?" And Bello comes back with this really super polished remark. Because yeah, honestly, it was a hit it and quit it. It was a one night stand. He hit it and quit it. Went back home. He went to Miami, hit it, went back home, quit it, forgot about it. Went on with his life until she called him and said she was pregnant. Right. So the way that he polish this thing up, and he goes, but we had a very brief connection, and we didn't pursue a relationship, and now we're co-parenting. And I thought that was really good. That was a good polished way for him to say that. But he definitely hit it and quit it. But that was a good answer. Shout out to Bello for knowing how to word yourself. You got a way with words to make that sound. But anybody who knows words can see right through that shit. But I will shout out to Bello for the way he did clean that up, or his attempt to clean it up. So the ladies, Lauren's friends keep calling him a politician, because they not stupid. They can see through all of that. Those politically correct answers he's given and all that stuff. So then Vince tells them that he likes the way that Lauren interacts with him. And I'm like, when was all this interaction? I don't get it. When was this interaction? I just don't get it. Um I know that they had that thing where he referred to her as the B word, and they made up. He apologized. I did think that his apology was sincere, but I didn't see them no more after that. And I didn't think that she thought any more of him, much of him after that. But they asked Vince if he wanted more kids, and he said he would be happy. Um, he said he would have more kids, but he's definitely happy with the two that he has. And honestly, that means no. And in a world of Vince and Lauren, which I don't think would ever happen, that would work, because she has 3 kids already, and the friends seem cool with this, which tells me that the friends know that Lauren definitely don't want to have no more kids. And they trying to play it off, but I see it. I can see it, y'all. Don't y'all see it? All right, so then they asked Vince about his height, and he does his usual exacting things. Well, where are we going with this? Like, what do you mean? What's my height? You gotta love Vince. You just gotta love Vince. He's socially awkward, but I'm really not mad at him. I say that he's very exacting. You know, people call him argumentative. I say exacting. He seems to need full clarity on everything, everything that's being said, and he needs to defend every thought, every remark that's said. And, he knows what he wants and he knows what he doesn't want. I kind of like that about him, but I just wish he had a better sense of humor. But I get it. I get it. So then Steven says that Lauren is his girl and he has romantic feelings. He's romantically attracted to her. Now, as for the kids, this is where it got kind of cringy for me, right? Steven said that Lauren told him, let me go back. The friends ask him, "Do you have kids?" And he's like, "No." And they like, "Do you want kids?" He's like, "Yeah." And then he said, Steven said, "Lauren says she's going to give me a girl." And when he said that, she kind of looked away, and they looked at her like, "Bitch, really? why you why you lying to this dude? Why you lying?" I caught all of that. Did y'all see it? Play the scene back, y'all. If y'all didn't see what I'm talking about, play the scene back. Y'all will see exactly what I mean. Okay. The friends are like, they asked him, I don't know about that, but they said, "But would you be okay with three boys?" And see, this is where it got weird for me and cringy for me. Cause I'm like, are y'all clocking this tea? The friends are trying to say this lady don't want no more kids, dude. She don't want no more kids. She's not having no more kids, and they want to know, are you good with taking care of her three kids? And that is crazy.
Man, you don't get out here with all that.
Please get out of here with all that. I mean, God bless her. God bless the kids. But this is why I cannot see them together. It's just not a good deal for him. Like, why would you get with a woman that has three kids? And you're a teacher. Like, you understand this. Your salary, I ain't trying to get in your pocket, Steven. But we all know that teachers, they ain't not the highest paid people in the world. You know what I'm saying? He seemed like he got a regular life. I'm not saying Lauren can't take care of herself and take care of her kids. I'm not saying that, but you gotta know that you're gonna have to take care of them three kids, child. No getting around it. And it's just not a good deal. It's just no. It's like it's a no for me. Um, it's a no for me. I'm sorry. It's just a no for me. If he was my cousin, my brother, my nephew, anything, I would say no, 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 no. She no, just no. And so once the men leave, the friends say, that Lauren definitely needs a strong personality, and that Vince is their top choice for her, which is interesting. Even after he does his exacting thing, they still like him. And they said Steven is the next choice, but he's not assertive enough. They said Bello is the last choice because he is a slick talker. Now, shout out to the friends for getting that right. They can see it. They see what we see, right? They see what we see. Um, and honestly, if I had to choose though from these three dudes, I would choose Bello for her. But I understand that she would definitely have to get past the fact that he's a ladies' man and he has it in him to hit it and quit it. And as the friend put it. And but to me it wouldn't work either because Bello wants a son. And I honestly don't think Lauren wants to have kids, y'all. I don't think she want to have no more kids. I don't. And so honestly, Lauren, I really don't think your person is here. I think your person ain't here. Good luck with everything, especially with the three kids. Woo, because child, that's gonna be a lot to ask a man to step into. No shade. No shade. Being on a dating scene as young as you are with three kids, you beautiful and everything, and maybe that will make up for it, child. But child, to ask a man to step in and take care of three kids, especially a man who ain't got no kids, that's a lot. That's a lot. It is. So good luck, Lauren. But I just don't think your guy is here, child. Okay, so moving on. So then Ashley introduces her best friend to Cardi and Darius, right? Now, this is interesting. This is interesting. She said she knows her best friend will be able to read these guys. And so I'm like, okay, bet. So now her friend I can't wait to see what her friend is gonna say about Darius, Darius, aka the Mac. She gonna see right through it. She gonna see right through it. She gonna tell Ashley, girl, no, you better run. I'm just waiting for it, right? So, and honestly, I'm not really sure why Cardi is there because I really just didn't see them connecting. She never really. I don't know. She says she feels like he didn't get deep enough for her, and she questions whether he can be romantic in a relationship, right? And Cardi says he can, but he just didn't have enough time to show her this. Cardi, you had plenty of time. You had plenty of time. Um, but I just think um well, let me say this. Ashley said that Cardi is a flat line and she feels like she has to be in his face to get to know him. So let me translate that for you. All she's saying is that Cardi is boring, right? Ashley thinks Cardi is boring and she wants him to be all over her. Like, that's it. She's not willing to do no work to get to know him. She just wants him to be all over her. And that's what I take from it, because I feel like um I don't know. I She says that, she just doesn't feel like he gets deep enough. And I'm like, but what are you giving him to hold? Cardi is the type of person. And I said this in the beginning. They were like getting on him about his communication skills because he was kind of clamming up in the beginning, but he was clamming up to people who weren't being open with him. But if you opened up the situation with him, he would warm up and give you something back, right? Um, but Ashley's just like, no, he's flatline, and then I'm not feeling him, and I would have to work too hard, to get something out of him. And I'm like, that's kind of immature, Ashley. But I know she's young. And the funny thing is, I think that Cardi would be a good choice for her because he's kind, he's smart, he's attractive, he's all of those good things. But of course, she's looking for the bad boy. What else is new? Damn shame, Ashley. So then here comes Darius with his slick talking ass, right? Here comes Darius with his slick talking ass, with his medallion, with his shirt unbuttoned. Child. Darius. Whew. Okay, so the friend asked Ashley, what a friend and Ashley, they asked Darius what he would expect from Ashley in a relationship, and if she needs any type of molding or changing. And he didn't really give any real feedback. He's like, um, all he says is that no, she don't need to. Is nothing really. I don't really know that, but I just know we just need to be on the same page as far as the end goal is concerned. I was like, that's okay. I mean, I guess. And then he goes into his Mac mode and he's like, because I want to get to know everything about you. I want to know every variation of you, how you think, how you breathe, how you sleep. I was like, Darius,
Stop the cap.
please, 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 please,
Stop the
please.
cap.
Man, you don't get out here with all that.
Get out of here with this Mac pimp nonsense. It's it's so annoying. And it actually is just eating it up. Poor thing. And she says she knows, she says she knows Darius likes her a lot, but she wants to see, she wants to see his vulnerable side. She wants to see his vulnerable side, she says, which is, you know, um, it's a little cringy knowing what I know about, well, what I've seen on the internet about Darius lately. I hate to even bring that up. I'm trying to stay. I'm really not going to focus on that. If y'all want to know what was out there, just go ahead and search. This white lady is doing interviews about him, calling him all kind of scam artists and all kind of crazy mess. Just go find it. I don't want to. I'm trying to stay in the moment of this show. If I start talking about that, it's going to ruin, so I'm moving forward as if I don't know for the most part, that I don't know that I've seen what I've seen, and I've seen those interviews and child, but I'm gonna just leave that alone. So after him and after Darius and Cardi leave, I'm thinking the friend is gonna let her know, okay, here is the chance. The friend is gonna come through and let her know, okay, This dude is gaming you. He's macking you. Open up your eyes. I'm waiting, right? But it just doesn't happen. This friend is just as mesmerized as Ashley Chow. He might as well have pulled out another dead poodle from the crinkled Kroger plastic bag and put the shit around her neck, because she was just as mesmerized as Ashley. It's a damn shame. It's like the blind leading the blind. And her advice is, girl, I like him for you. Y'all got a strong connect. Girl, he was all on you. And that's a turn on, is what she said. So such superficial stuff. Such a child. Anyway, the friend said she didn't like Cardi. She said he's cool, but the surface stuff ain't gonna work. But again, I say it's surface because Ashley is not interested in him, and she's not giving him nothing to, like, to go deeper about. You know what I'm saying? But what took me out was when Ashley said, I just wish Darius had talked more about how much he likes me. Mm, 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 mm. And she's like, I wish that, he would just talk more about how much he likes me and what can I honestly do, to be a wife for you. A what, Ashley? To be a what for who? Where? I'm like, Ashley, girl, you talking about being a wife to somebody who has 4 kids and 3 baby mamas, allegedly? Allegedly. See, this is what I mean about Ashley, right? She's a beautiful girl, right? But she's definitely not confident. She is not confident. She definitely needs therapy. I think she needs to work. You wouldn't think that a girl that beautiful would need to work on their self-esteem, but she definitely needs to work on her self-esteem. And I've been saying this since the second episode. Okay. I have. I have. Um, she just don't see it. She just don't see it. She just don't see it. And you could tell there's voids in her life because I don't see how she couldn't pick up on this. I just don't see how she couldn't pick up on this. But anyway, moving on. So then Donna introduces Vince and Steven to her friends. And now right away, my red flag about Donna is that, she says right in her sidebar immediately, she's like, I usually ignore red flags in men when I like somebody. And I'm like, Donna. It's really amazing how women will spend years to be in school to get bachelor degrees and master's degrees, and in Donna's case, even further, a doctorate degree, and be in the top percentage of the intellectual people in the world, but be dumb as hell when it comes to choosing a mate. Can't choose a man. That always leaves me scratching my head. Like, the smartest people in the world can't make a good decision. They could write a 500-page thesis, defend the damn thesis, but can't defend themselves against men who ain't for them. That's scary. But and then Donna, you said you had 2 back-to-back bad relationships. So when are you going to learn to stop ignoring red flags? When? When? Okay. So Vince comes to dinner. They sit down. Everything is good. They all laughing, having a great time. Until the friend asks Vince if he's dating for marriage. And he says, hell to the no. He said, no, I'm not dating for marriage. I'm dating to get to know somebody better. And then they ask him, okay, you get to know somebody better. But they ask him, but do you want to get married? And then there's the crickets. We sit there for almost a minute while he's looking up at the sky trying to find the right answer, I guess, and her friends are like, what? What's the hesitation, bruh? What's the hesitation? And judging by these wrinkles on Donna's forehead, she ain't too happy either, child. Donna is looking at him like, is you crazy? Are you really sitting in front of my friends, telling my friends that you don't want to get married? You don't want kids? You don't want none of this? You just want to get to know somebody? Okay. Donna ain't trying to hear that because, Donna got her 3-month timeline where she want to be living with somebody and probably walking down the aisle pregnant by the 4th month child. She got a timeline on her. And Vince said, I want to be married, but I'm not going to be forced into marriage, And I get that, But here's Donna. Here's the red flag for you, boo. You know what you want. You know that you want it in a quick time frame. He's sitting here telling you, I'm not right now, I'm not even thinking about that. I'm not thinking about that. Okay. The friends tell Vince, well, Donna wants to be married right now, and she wants to have kids. And they kind of remind him, she's moving on a pretty swift timeline. You know what I'm saying? She wants to move fast. I'm laughing because Donna's face is funny to me. It's funny to me. It's funny to me. And then Vince was like, he said he doesn't mind having kids, but he would definitely be happy if he didn't have kids as well, which does not go along with the picture that Donna has painted for herself because Donna doesn't have kids and she wants to have them. And then Vince said, my pace is my pace. I don't give a damn who I'm with. I'm not going to be pressured. I don't care about nobody's timeline. I'm going to move at my own pace and in my own timeline. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But that is not, those are the wrong answers for Donna. That's all I'm saying. I mean, at least he's honest. You know what I'm saying? At least he's not trying to game her like Darius gaming everybody. But at least he's honest, and at least Donna knows where he stands. And so now it's up to Donna to make the right decision for herself and not put herself through the ringer where she's trying to force this man. Now, and the crazy thing is, he's the last person that you should already know you can't force this dude. He stands up for every little single simple or complicated thing. He knows what he wants. He knows what he doesn't want. You should have seen that by now. There's no way you're going to be able to pressure this man, this one, maybe other men, but not this one. You're not going to be able to pressure him into doing nothing that he don't want to do before he's ready to do it, Donna. You should know that by now. Okay. They have two completely different timelines. It's just not gonna, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so then Steven shows up. Okay. And he says he feels him and Donna have a good connection. I'm like, Steven, no. Stop it. She says she wanted to walk down that aisle, and I mean, not walk down the aisle, but y'all have two completely different timelines. You talking about 2 years, she's talking about 3 months of moving in, and you said, is you crazy? Don't you remember? Don't you remember the way you laughed at her when she said, I'm ready. I think I should be moving in 3 months. Okay. I'm gonna leave this alone with her and Steven because I just think that would never work. I don't even see that they have a good connection, no chemistry or nothing. Every time they got together, Donna seemed to be interviewing him. I just didn't see the click. I just didn't see it. I don't even see, other than the fact that they don't have kids and they would be starting fresh and everything, and that he does want marriage, everything. The problem is, Donna, he don't want it when you want it, and that's another problem, and that's what you gotta understand. So then the men leave, and that was Steven. Everybody liked Steven. They did. He said good things. It's just that you got to recognize that him and Donna are not on the same page when it comes to, and he was saying all the right things. I'm going to give her my last name. And I'm like, Steven, please.
Stop the cap.
Because you don't like her like that. And you ain't finna let her come through and try to pressure you into moving in because you called her crazy when she said 3 months. Come on, let's keep it real. So the men leave, and then the friends are pointing out the red flags about Vince and him not wanting kids and marriage, or just being fickle about it, and when it could possibly happen in comparison to when Donna wants it to happen. And they say Donna should give more energy to Steven, and that he's more geared towards the kids and the marriage thing. And then, I mean, they're right. He is more geared towards kids and marriage, but what they're not seeing, what they're not addressing, what they're not recognizing is that there is no real connection between Steven and Donna. There ain't no connection. I don't even think they would be compatible. I don't even see, like, what would they talk? I don't see it. Just stop. So then Donna said, she ain't taking the friend's advice. She said, Vince is my dude and I'm going to stick with him. I'm going to stick beside him, child. I'm going to stick beside him. Going to stick beside your man, child. And good luck with that, by the way. I can't wait to the reunion to see like what stories they gonna have. What stories what complaints she's gonna have. Put it like that. So moving on. Moving on. So then Dominique introduces her friends to Bello, Cardi, and Devon. And once again, I'm like, where are they getting this from? Like, honestly, why are her friends meeting Cardi? Why are her friends meeting Cardi? Why are her friends meeting Devon? She ain't feeling neither one of them. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know that. I'm like, only person that should be there is probably Bello. That's it. That's it. She don't care about neither one of the other two dudes at all. Like at all, right? So Dominique asked her friends. I mean, she said her friends know what she wants. The friends know what she likes. The friends know what she needs, and they gonna get down to the nitty gritty, right? And Dom says, "Well, may the best man win." And I'm like, "Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go." Um, Here's the thing. I really like Cardi, right? I really like him as an individual, as a person, as a dude, right? Not for Dominique, because when they sit together, they just look, they just don't look right together. Just them sitting together. I would sit across from them and be like, no, it's a no for me, dog. She first of all, she's not feeling him. We know that, but they just don't look good together. He looks like her nephew. His pockets ain't deep enough for her. Let's just keep it all the way 1000. His pockets ain't deep enough for her. He's delusional because he sits there just like Devon and says, "Oh, Dominique is my one of my big connections." I'm like, "Nick, Cardi, come here. Let me get you together. Sit your ass down. Get away from that lady." Cousin, what is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? He is delusional to even think that Dom would like him, like for real, not just on a user level. Because she did light up like a Christmas tree when the ex said, yeah, he makes good money. But what she got to understand is good money is subjective. Good money to the girl, to the ex, might be good money, but good money to you, Dom, may not be good money if you done dated football players. You know what I'm saying? And Cardi, and you could look at Cardi, look at his suit, you could look at his hair, you could look at how he dresses and tell he don't have that type of money. He ain't on that type of time. For real. And that's no shade to Cardi, but seriously, you could just tell his pockets, it ain't gonna happen. She will drain your pockets, dog. And I said this before. I said it last time. I said it the time before. You need to stay away from her. To be honest, Cardi, I just don't think your person is here either. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. So anyway, so then Devon walks in. Devon comes in and he's happy to be there and he's in a good mood because he said, Dom is his top connection and he's got a strong connection with Dominique. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You got a strong what? Sit, boys, get over here, cousin. Get your ass over here and sit your ass down. Get away from this lady. You ain't got no strong connection with this lady. Do you? Okay. The definition of a connection is when two things come together in agreement. You by yourself, you on the island by yourself, Devon. You ain't Cardi, but we talking about you, Devon, right now. Okay, you are alone in this. A connection means it takes two for something to be a connection. Okay. The friends asked Devon about his other connections, and they asked him, do you think that do you think Dominique is the one for you? And he's still trying to he said he's still trying to figure that out. And he's acting like he ain't been chasing Dominique the whole damn time. And he's acting like he ain't been calling her his top pick all through the damn season and all of that.
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap, stop the cap, stop the cap. Every time I turn around, oh, she's my number one. She's my top this. She's my top that. But you sitting in front of the friends talking about, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. And as he's saying this, you know, Dominique is getting more and more agitated, right? You can just look at her and tell she's getting irritated. She's getting agitated. She's like, dog, what are we doing? What are we doing? You know? Um, And honestly, I don't see why she's even bothered because she don't even like him. But I guess her ego ain't having it. Um, but you could tell she's definitely getting annoyed, right? So then in walks Bello. In walks Bello. And Dominique lights up like a damn Christmas tree, right? And a couple of things happen when he comes into the room. A couple of things happen. A couple of things happen. Hardy shrinks down in his seat because his confidence has completely left the building, right? That's the first thing that happens. And then Devon's energy completely changes and he goes from like being all happy and excited, to be there, laughing, joking with the friends. His energy completely changes. And, he gets real tight in the jaw and everything. You could just see it. You could see the tension in his jaw and his face and his body because he knows how Dominique feels about Bello and he cannot compete with this dude on various levels. Yeah, and I'm just keeping it real. This is no shade, and it's okay. Don't be mad. Just know when you are out of your league. That's all I'm saying, Devon. Know when you're out of your league, okay? So just accept it and, go find Channon if it's not too damn late, okay? That's what you need to do. So then Bello asks, they ask Bello, right, about his other connections, and he's like, they ask him if he's got, if he's like really connected to anybody, and he talks about the difference between being drawn to somebody and having chemistry with somebody is different. And he's like, I have connections with other people, but it's definitely not the way that I'm drawn to Dominique. And her friends are loving it, and Dominique is loving it, and everybody's loving it, except for Devon, right? Then they go back to Devon and they ask Devon, more about what he's looking for. And the friends just don't like his answers because, he just doesn't see, he's acting like he's not sure about Dominique. He's just like, I don't really know. I'm just still trying to figure it out. I don't really know. I don't really know. And so then Dominique gets in her sidebar, child, with her evil self. And this is where you see the real Dominique coming out, right? Because she's been acting all, hey, all that ladylike stuff. Um, and she says, I'm pleased with Cardi and Bello. But she's like, Devon is acting gloomy. He's acting like a gray cloud. And she said, this was the clincher for me. This is where I was just like, this is Devon. I hope. Well, he couldn't see the sidebars, but this was crazy to me. She said, my friends are like beasts. They can smell the meat. They can smell the blood. And Devon came in with the open wound and they just attacked. Okay. Devon, see, this is what we were all trying to tell you from the damn beginning, but your stupid ass didn't want to listen. Right? Dominique has great feminine wiles, y'all. She does. When she likes somebody, she does. But when she doesn't like somebody, and she doesn't feel the respect for the person or whatever, because I mean, the thing is, she doesn't like Devon. So when she doesn't like somebody, you saw that real nasty, selfish hood chick side come out in her, and Devon, that is the side that you are not ready for and you absolutely cannot handle. You cannot handle. You're not ready for that. Okay? And that's all we've been trying to tell you. And hopefully you can see it because it's definitely coming out at this table. And Devon said he's acting funny because of the setup. And he blames it on the fact that Cardi is sitting next to, quote unquote, sit next to his girl.
Stop the cap.
You was having a great time at dinner earlier. Why don't you just admit that it's Bello's presence that's messing with you and fucking up your confidence, girl? And it's because you know how Dominique feels about him. That's why you fucked that. So to me, you know what's going on. It's like you don't belong here. You know you really can't compete. In this situation. Not to say you can't compete in no situation, but in this situation, you cannot compete. But you still want to be here. You still want to get beat down with this, right? Dominique tells him, you need to speak about the way you talk to me. You need to like saying you need to claim me. You sitting here acting like you like you don't like me. And she's like, I need a person who's gonna love me out loud and stand on business about me. And like even her vernacular, you need somebody to stand on business about me. Like here go that hood stuff. Here go the hood stuff. And shout out to the hood, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying she tries to carry herself in one way, but really here's her what do they call it? The person what do they call that? Um a representative. Your representative has left the building, Dominique, and your real nasty side is starting to show. Okay. The one that we all knew you had, but Dominique, but Devon is acting like he don't know. So Devon is like, I just need a reset. The energy in this situation ain't right. I need a reset. The energy is wrong, and her friends are loving the fact that he's uncomfortable. They just loving the drama, right? And the friends are like, no, because we need to see if you able to take the heat. And you could just tell they all about drama, child. All of them, all three of them, just all three of them, especially the lady with the short hair and damn Dominique, just drama. Probably get drunk and just drama, child. Allegedly, I don't know them. I'm just saying. And my thing is, Devon, you are in way too deep. Seriously, you in too deep. Get your doggy bag and go on back to the house, baby boy. Because this ain't your crowd. I'm telling you, this is not your crowd. This is not what you want, baby. This is not what you can even deal with. You're not ready to even deal with people like this, okay? Dom, go ahead. She's demanding that he tell her friends how much he likes her. Devon said, well, you know how much I like you. And she's like, well, tell them. And it's just ego. All that is ego. She don't even like Devon like that. So what the fuck does it matter at this point? Bello is there. That's all you really care about. That's all you really want to be with. Why is it so important that Devon pours his fucking heart out to your friends about you? Like, why? Why you need your ego fed in this moment when Bello is already there? But honestly, I think this is where Devon kind of realizes, he gets that reality check right in front of him that this may not be. I might have bit off more than I can chew. I might have stepped into an arena that I don't belong in. I don't know what he's thinking. I'm just hoping that he's thinking he needs to get the fuck up out of there. I don't know. I kind of don't feel bad for him. I kind of do, but I kind of don't, because he's acting completely oblivious to the obvious facts that are in front of him about this lady. She don't like you. She does not like you. She did not cook for you. She did not try to kiss you. She did not let you kiss her. She did not, nothing. She disrespected you in front of her friends at the table in front of the other dudes. Devon. And that's why I kind of don't feel bad for him, because she's shitting on him right in his face, and he's still sitting here acting like he just don't get it. And it's only because I feel like he just wants a baddie. But listen, that's not you, dog. That's not you. Channon is perfect for you. And you blowing her off as somebody who could care less about you and has shown you right to your face that she don't give a fuck about you. To your face. And I kind of feel bad for him because he's a good dude. He just, I don't know, child. It's just obvious that our cousin Devon is going to have to learn the hard way. And that's what we all have to accept. Okay, y'all? So let's just see what happens in the next episode. Let's see if he comes to his senses next week. That's all I can do. That's all. Oh boy. So that's it. That's all, y'all. Jump down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Okay. Do you think Devon has finally seen the light? Do you think he's seen what he needs to see about Dominique enough to leave this lady alone? Is it too late for him and Channon? You know, is it what should he do about Channon? Which Channon is done. She fed up. Should Donna stay with Vince and ignore all the red flags that we all see and we know that she sees? Do y'all think Ashley is insecure? Or is it just me? Is it just me? I don't think it's just me, but do y'all think she insecure? You think she got insecurity issues? I don't know. Let me know. Jump down in the comments, y'all. Let me know. So again, cousins, it's your cousin Reebell, aka The Voice. Go ahead and smash the like button. Go ahead and subscribe, so we could do this again. Because I really I love talking about Ready to Love. I love the show. I love just doing these recaps on the reality show stuff. So go ahead and make sure y'all come back. Thanks for coming to my channel. Thanks for being here. I will check y'all out on the next situation. All right. Peace.